Aye, so to make our gin in the mountain, we take water from Saint-Gervais into here. We add our alcohol pure, which is blé from wheat. It has no flavour. Then we add our herbs, the botanicals from the mountain, which create the flavour. One distillation takes about 6 hours, and our finished product takes about 135 bottles per distillation.
And why you come in Saint-Gervais?
It was a mountain region I had not explored before, so I arrived and fell in love and then never went back. Decided to try and make my life here.
And it's hard to do gin?
Gin is difficult until you have the recipe. And a recipe is a bit like making a cake. You cannot just add ingredients and try. It is very difficult to understand the flavours, which is more overpowering and which is not. If you make a mistake in a distillation, it is the whole lot is gone. Whereas when you make whiskey, you have many years to change the cask to improve its flavour. If you make vodka, you can redistill vodka and add flavour if you wish to make it better. But with gin, one bad batch is a whole gone. You cannot redistill gin.
And so you put flour in the alcohol. Huh? What kind of flour?
The cereal blé, wheat, because that alcohol has no flavour at all. Then it is up to us to add the flavours with the botanicals.
So you keep the flour from here?
At the moment, the alcohol is not from here because we were needing a certain very high alcohol percentage. So we are looking at the moment. Some of our ingredients are from France, some we will get more as we get on. It is very difficult to find a consistent ingredient that has to be very good every season. So if one country has a bad season, we have to look somewhere else for the same cereal.
And backside of you there is your teacher. You can explain us in the photo. On the photo backside of you, your teacher?
Yes, my teacher was one of the masters of the world distillation, Tom Nicol. He retired from Tanqueray 4 years ago and has been training me up very kindly, passing on his information, but also learning himself. After 42 years of distilling, when he came here to this altitude, he said it was his hardest distillation he's ever done. But I was very happy and very lucky to have him by my side. And yes, his knowledge and experience help us to create the recipe quite quickly. So yeah, we're very happy with our product.
And it's the first time you make gin at this altitude, huh?
Exactly. There's no recorded data of distilling at this altitude. Maybe a long time ago, some people had small distillations, they make their own drink, but for this quantity and this standard of product, it was the first time, which is only difficult when you go from the summer plus 20 degrees Celsius to the winter at minus 20. So that creates challenges and can affect the flavour of the gin.
And why you make gin?
Gin is challenging, like I say. You cannot correct one lot if it goes wrong, so it's exciting. Adding the herbs is a big part of my life because I harvest the land for food but also for medical purposes. So I understand how much goodness there is in the plants, and that actually goes into the product of gin as well. So it's really nice. But it's also a stepping stone towards a bigger dream of making whiskey. It is what all my French friends wish for anyway, as France were the biggest consumers of single malt whiskey last year. But it's a stepping stone because it's very expensive. We are getting closer, so hopefully this next year we'll be able to start construction of the whiskey, and then I'll be very happy.
So you make a distillery in Saint-Gervais?
That's correct, yes. Lower down than the mountain because for whiskey you need a lot more water. So we will drill for water, and then it is safe and happy, and we will not upset people from trying to take too much water.
And your gin, it's good?
Yes, it is. Not many people would diss their drink. However, one of the main satisfactions we have with this recipe for the gin is that you can drink it with no tonic. And if anybody understands tonic, drinking gin, there are not many you can drink with neat. And we recommend on ice avec orange and citron vert, and it's perfect. You do not need tonic. And that is where I can stand proud and people understand that if you can drink it with no tonic, it's got to be very good. Okay, so the ticket is recycled paper and we have no chemicals involved with our colours and all our wrapping. This is the ingredients, the product of France, savoir. Coriander is very important, Genève, Riglis, and we also have angelic. And then we come down to personal choices. This Savoir bottle, the first gin to have juniper in it. We also have mulberry, orange and citron vert. Our numbers here is because this bottle has come from batch lot number 10 and it is number 129. The maximum bottles is 135. I also sign its wrapper, and here you can see our logo embossed in 3D thickness of the paper. And then here we have more information about the highest distillery in Europe and its altitudes distilled in, and our address, and obviously information about alcohol drinking. This symbol is nice because this distillery used to be a donkey shed, so this image highlights that this batch, this gin, will always be distilled at this distillery. Maybe the future, the one in Saint-Gervais, may have a marmot. And finally, the percentage of alcohol. When we created this, Tom and I was 43 years of age and Tom became 63. So it is our nice romantic way of remembering this recipe. So Distillerie Saint-Gervais is the first distillery to be totally committed to the ecology. A lot of distilleries have solar power for their energy or water turbine, but we go through right to our product. No chemicals in any of the packaging, all recycled paper. We even have a glue made from milk, so we have no plastic in any of the business, which is really important, but also making sure that what we harvest from the land is done correctly, and the water we use we can recycle with our condenser, so we're never taking up too much water, and these parts are really important to us. So at the moment people might not realise that I'm doing almost everything myself. It's a labour of love, writing out each ticket and even on the wrap itself, burning and personalising our logo for the closure on the bottle, I do myself. So you have to love it, and I do.